Tana from Knit Nottingham. How are you doing? I have a few finished objects, so I thought I would update you on how I'm getting on with my autumn projects. For me, autumn is up until Christmas, so I've still got a month, I think, just under a month. So the first thing I finished is Tamar Jumper. Please insert. Have we got a video or is it an image? I can't remember. So this is a Rico pattern. This pattern here. But unfortunately it only goes up to a 42-inch chest, so we had to make it bigger. So we did that, and then we also changed the neckline as well, so that it's got a little bit of a rib and then it rolls over, because that's what Dan wanted. So that's lovely and squishy. The yarn that we used was King Cole Super Chunky Explorer. Oh, thanks cameraman. This isn't the colour that we used. We use the colour Tubman, and it is very, very nice to work with. It's very squishy, drapey. We use 10mm needles, which is what the yarn suggests. However, you wanted it to be a little bit different, didn't you? You want maybe we should have used a 9mm cable, because if you can come in, I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit airy. Is that the right word? And Dan wanted it a little bit tighter. So if we was to do it again and use this yarn again, I think we would do 9mm needles rather than the 10mm. Then also on the neckline, we seem to be having an issue. So this is a stitch, from what I can fathom. There is an end there, but this stitch is like stretched. So I need to sew that up, so that's not good. What actually, it looks, you know how the wool's twisted, like two colours are twisted together? It looks like one of them has got caught. I'm not quite sure, so that's a little bit of fixing that I need to do already. He's worn it a couple of times and it has gone a bit fluffy. But I think if that's the look, then do you mind it? Can you speak? No. So that's Tam's jumper. And that's the Rico pattern 1048, which was fine. I've got no problems with the pattern. Really nice stitch pattern, and I like how it's got the texture, the drop sleeve. Yeah, no problems with this at all. Okay, so this one is a Sirdar vest. I bought this wool, the Hayfield Spirit DK, when we wanted to know if we wanted to bring it into the shop. So I ordered some of this, and this is in the colourway Autumn. It is lovely. The wool itself, really soft. It's has it got some wool in it as well? Yeah, 20% wool, 80% acrylic. Doesn't split, didn't have any problems with it, no breaking, didn't find any knots in it either. And the pattern that I've used is also a Sirdar pattern, but it's not for Spirit, it's for the bonus DK, I think it is. So this is what I've made, a vest top. I really like the cable panel down the front. I think it sort of shows off the wool enough and adds a little bit of interest without it being all plain stocking stitch, which would have been really boring to knit. The only problem I have is I did the 5th size, and I think I've lost a little bit of weight since I started it, because it's taken me quite a while to do, because I got bored of doing the stockinette back. So it's too big, but I'm wondering if I can do anything to sort that out, like maybe take it in at the sides or put some darts in it. I do really like in this pattern that it has 6 stitches of rib that go all the way up on both the front and the back, so it's like it's got some stretch to it, which I think is a really good feature. I've not seen that in a pattern before, and I'll definitely be adding that to patterns that don't have it when I knit things again. Also, I do like the colour. It's called Autumn, that's why I picked it. I love the pinks, the greens, it's the yellows that I'm not sure, it's not really my colour. So the swatch book that we have, I think if I was to make another one, I'd either use this one with the purples and the blues, which reminds me of Sully from Monsters Inc., or this one. I feel like this one would have been a better choice for me personally. I can't remember what this one's called. Casper, that one's called. But yeah, so I think I would get more wear out of it if it was knit in this, so maybe I need to do something else in this colour. But I think, it's knit bottom up, which isn't my favourite construction method. I prefer top down, because then I can measure it and make sure that it hits me in my smallest part. So yeah, bottom up, which some people prefer. I prefer top down, that's personal preference. But yes, it is. We'll have to do a shot actually of me wearing it to show how big it is. But yeah, it is quite big, but it is lovely as well. So maybe it's just going to be a shop sample. I don't know. So the next one is a finished Hexi Cardi that I made for my daughter. Now I think on my last update I'd sewn it all together but decided that I wanted to take it apart again and add a few more bits. So I took it apart again, where I'd finished it, which is on this purple line. I then added 3 more rows on each side and then joined that together so it's bigger, and then I've added a orange, just a double crochet edging around all of it and around all the sleeves as well. I'll show you the back. And I love the colours. Somebody said when I posted it last time that it was really Scooby-Doo colours, and now I can't unsee it, but I really like that. So I'm making one for myself, but I've added in a mustard yellow as well, which I'm not sure whether I like it as much, but I'm really pleased with it. Our daughter won't wear it. She says it's too big, but that's fine because she'll grow into it. I used King Cole Pricewise DK and also King Cole Big Value DK, and I think that was it, those two. And yeah, they were both fine. They didn't split, they're soft, they're squishy, they feel nice, they don't feel rough or anything. So I'm really happy with how that one's turned out. I just wish she'd wear it, but maybe next year.
And the Hex Card is a good crochet project, isn't it?
Hexi Cardigan is a good crochet project if you have never done a crochet garment before, because it's so simple to do. It's just 2 hexagons and then you add in a bit of a back panel just to make it wider. You can do your sleeves longer if you want. There's so many different options with it. You could put little granny squares all down here or 2 granny squares. There's just so many. I did a whole workshop on it with all the different options that you could do for a Hexi cardigan. So I just think if you are quite new to crocheting and you want to give it a go, like give a garment a go and you don't know what to do, this one's a really good one to start with. The final one that I've got today is some progress on my Tamar Jumper, which is a Rowan pattern, which is from one of their little 4 project books. I think we've shown it before in a previous video. But I'm using King Cole wool. So I've got King Cole Majestic, King Cole Orchard DK.
It's not been a good seller, that one, has it?
No, it's not. I mean, the colour range isn't great. They hyped it up and they could have done a lot better. I think this is probably my favourite colour, but loads of people keep telling me how horrible this purple is, and I really like it, so anyway. And then Luxury Merino DK as well. So where is, I did a stitch marker at where I was last time I showed you. Oh, here we go. So this is where I was last time I showed you. So I've done a fair bit. I knit quite a lot of it at our Wine and Twine the other week. And I've done a whole rainbow repeat, and I just love how it looks. I'm really, really excited to get this finished. I think I've got another, well, I've got to do the green, the yellow, the orange and the red, and then I think I start like casting off for the arms. So hopefully in the next few months this one will be finished. But it's knit on 4.5mm needles, which is 0.5 millimeter more than what each of these yarns recommend, but that's what the pattern called for. And it is turning out to be really like loose, drapey. It's not going to be fitted at all. It's a really nice fabric. I love the moss stitch and how that's looking as well, and how it all blends in together. And I just think it's going to be a really statement knit piece, which I don't really think I've got in my wardrobe. I'm just having a look at my notes. Yeah, the pattern as well, it's a Rowan pattern, and apart from a hat that I knit as a sample for the shop, I've not knit a Rowan pattern before, and quite a few people have told me that they can be quite confusing. But so far, I mean, I've not done any shaping yet, but so far the pattern's been absolutely fine. Really straightforward instructions, so we'll see how I get on when I get to all the shaping and the sleeves and everything. Bonus project, I think I talked about this last time. I was making a swatch of the chunky King Cole Chunky Tweed. So I finished said swatch, and here it is. Love it. I really, really like it. Although loads of people keep coming in and saying they don't like the grey. The grey is my favourite, so I'm a little bit offended. But this is what it looks like. It has got 72% acrylic, 25% wool and 3% viscose. The viscose gives it a nice drape as well. But yeah, that's in the shop for everybody to come and squish. And obviously I will be adding a project to my list with this wool. So that's all of my finished and almost finished projects for the moment. Not autumn ones. I'm slowly, what's the word, chipping away at them. I'm still making granny squares for my granny skirt. I do want to make like a granny balaclava thingy that people have been wearing, but yes, I'll give you more of an update when I've done some more. And also I've got loads of patterns that I want to make, so daily new things are coming up, so there's loads that I want to do after Christmas. I'm on lots of sock knitting at the moment. So I just wanted to also talk about this jumper. I've had this jumper for, I think I knit it maybe 6 or 7 years ago. It's a Poison Girls Betty and Judy Lodge sweater, I think it's called, and I did it wrong. So this is supposed to be on both sides, and it's also supposed to be intarsia, but I'd never done intarsia at that point, so I did duplicate stitch, and also it's upside down, but it doesn't matter. It's very festive, and we're getting ready for Christmas knitwear, so I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.